Collagen foods for skin are everywhere right now. Bone broth, collagen gummies, fish skin tacos, pumpkin seed balls, collagen shots. It feels like every week there's a new food trending that's supposed to fix your collagen. And I get it, because when I started noticing changes in my skin after turning 40, I went looking for answers too. But here's what I kept running into. Most of the content out there is just a list. Nobody's actually going into research to figure out what really works, like what's mostly marketing and why. So I did. I went through every collagen food trend I could find, and I put every claim through the science. What I found surprised me. Some of these actually have strong evidence. Some are pure packaging, and the one that matters most, the one that determines whether any of this even works, most people aren't thinking about at all. I'll get into that later, but first, let's go through everything. If we haven't met yet, I'm Holly. I share science-based skincare for women navigating aging skin, so you can feel confident and naturally beautiful. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my weekly deep dives. Okay, fast verdicts. Collagen gummies. Mostly marketing. The collagen molecule is too large to be absorbed intact, and most gummies don't contain the supporting nutrients that actually matter. Pass. Collagen powder. This one actually works. It's staying, and I'll explain why in a moment. Collagen water, so mostly convenience product, expensive packaging for a tiny amount of protein, not worth it. Bone broth, interesting one. It does contain collagen and amino acids, but whether your body uses them the way you think is more complicated. I'll explain this one properly. Egg whites, very underrated, and there's a reason they matter. I'll come back to this. Pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds, these surprise me. They don't contain collagen, but they support collagen in a way that really matters. Collagen coffee creamers, the dosage is usually too low to do anything meaningful, so no. Fish skin, actually one of the stronger ones. This is staying. Berries, yes, but not for the reason you think. Gelatin desserts, closer to the right idea than most people realize. Vitamin C foods. I'm saving this one for last because everything in this video depends on it. So out of everything I went through, here are the 5 that are actually worth understanding, not just eating, but understanding. Before we get into the foods, I want to give you one simple idea that changed how I think about all this. There are 3 ways a food can support collagen. First is direct. The food contains collagen, or the raw building blocks your body uses to make it. Second is indirect. The food supports the process your body uses to build collagen. Vitamin C is the best example. Without it, your body literally cannot build collagen. And third is protective. The food helps protect the collagen you already have from breaking down. Most content mixes these together, which is why it feels so confusing. So as we go through each food, I'll show you exactly where it fits. Let's start with the one you probably already heard about, but maybe not for the right reasons. Collagen powder, more specifically something called hydrolyzed collagen peptides. Hydrolyzed just means it's been broken down. Here's why it matters. The collagen that's already living in your skin, it's a huge molecule. Think of it like a long tangled rope. Way too big for your gut to absorb. So what manufacturers do is to cut that rope into short, clean little segments. These are the peptides, small enough to actually make it into your bloodstream. And here's where the research gets good. A 2023 meta-analysis looked at multiple studies, and over 1,000 participants found that these collagen peptides can improve skin hydration and elasticity over time. I've been taking collagen peptides for as long as I can remember. I just mix a scoop into my morning latte. It dissolves completely and doesn't change the taste of my coffee. Has it transformed my skin on its own? No, and I'll always be honest about that. Good skin comes from multiple factors, but the evidence is there. It's easy to use and it fits into my routine, so I keep it. Now, I know a lot of you are also drinking bone broth, so let's talk about that. Bone broth is a whole food source of the same collagen peptides, and the science behind it works on a similar principle. If it's made well, these collagen peptide fragments are in there. There's actually a simple way to check. Put it in the fridge after you make it, or if it's store-bought. If it gels when it cools, that's collagen. If it stays liquid, the peptide content is probably too low. The challenge with bone broth is the consistency. Cooking time, bones used, and storage, everything affects the final amount. Collagen powder is just more standardized. You know what you're getting. So both can work. Bone broth is great as a real food option, and I usually keep a pouch from Trader Joe's in my fridge. It's thick, it tastes good, and I'll have a small bowl with lunch. But if you want a consistent, research-backed dose, collagen powder is more reliable. Now let's talk about a food that actually contains collagen in a form your skin recognizes really well. Marine collagen, or collagen from fish. And I know you might be thinking, isn't this just collagen powder but from fish instead of cows? Kind of. But the difference actually matters, and here's why. Most of the collagen in your skin, the stuff that's responsible for firmness and that plump, bouncy look, it's called type 1 collagen. It makes up about 80% of your skin structure. Bovine collagen, or the cow-based powder, contains a mix of type 1 and type 3 collagen. That's not a bad thing, but marine collagen is predominantly type 1, which means it more closely mirrors what your skin is actually made of. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you're rebuilding a brick wall. Bovine collagen gives you a mixed bag. Some bricks are the right size and some aren't quite. Marine collagen gives you almost entirely the right size bricks for that specific wall, your skin's wall. And there's one more thing worth mentioning. Marine collagen peptides tend to be smaller in size than bovine ones or the ones from cows. Smaller means faster absorption, so your gut can process it more easily. A 2021 review in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology looked at marine collagen in women between 45 and 60. After just 12 weeks, participants saw a 35% reduction in wrinkle score and a 20% improvement in skin elasticity. Not a miracle, but real measurable results. Now, here's the part most people skip right over: fish skin. If you've been leaving the skin on the side of your plate, it might be time to rethink that. Fish skin is one of the most concentrated natural sources of collagen you can actually eat. The skin is packed with dense connective tissue that's rich in these same collagen peptides. Salmon skin, sea bass, snappers are all solid options. You don't need to eat it every single day, but getting fish into your meals 2 to 3 times a week, especially with the skin on, is one of the most practical food-first moves you can make. So those fish skin taco trend that's like all over social media, that's real. And even beyond the collagen itself, wild-caught fish gives your body a strong supply of the raw amino acids, glycine, proline, hydroxyproline. These amino acids are the raw materials, but your body also needs specific minerals to actually assemble them into collagen. And that's exactly what the next food is all about. These surprised me the most out of everything I looked at. Seeds aren't collagen foods in a direct sense. They don't contain collagen or its amino acids in significant amounts, but they're rich in zinc and copper, which are minerals your body absolutely needs to produce and maintain collagen. Research already confirmed that zinc and copper are essential for collagen synthesis and skin integrity, and deficiency in either one is directly linked to skin breakdown. It's like having all the ingredients to bake bread, but no oven. The ingredients don't matter if the equipment doesn't work. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest plant sources of zinc you can find. Sesame seeds and hemp seeds bring both zinc and copper, and sunflower seeds add vitamin E, which helps protect collagen. A small handful of pumpkin seeds is about 1/4 of your daily zinc target. Toss them in salad, add them to oatmeal, keep a little jar on your counter. This is not a hard habit to build. And if seeds are the mineral source, Egg whites are the amino acid source, and honestly, one of the most underrated food on this list. Here's a simple version. Your body can build collagen without two specific amino acids, proline and glycine. They're like the bricks and cement that hold the structure together. Without them, there's nothing to build with. And the protein in egg whites has relatively high bioavailability, meaning your body is very efficient at using what's there. You're not eating it and having most of it go to waste. What I like about this one is that it's simple, affordable, and easy to fold into what you're already eating. You don't need to change your whole diet. You just need eggs to show up regularly. One small thing worth knowing, cooking egg whites makes the proline, the collagen builder, easier for your body to use. So cook them. A softer scramble or poached is slightly better than overdone, but the most important thing is that they're cooked. Everything I just covered, the peptides, the fish, the seeds, the egg whites, none of it works the way it should without this next one. Now, I saved this one for last on purpose because this is the one most people underestimate. We're talking about vitamin C. And you might think, okay, I already take vitamin C supplements, I'm covered. Stay with me because this is where it gets interesting. Your body literally cannot build stable collagen without it. Without vitamin C, the fibers are weak and fall apart. Think of it this way. Imagine your body has a construction crew ready to build collagen fibers. The raw materials are there, the amino acids, the building blocks, but there's a foreman on that crew. And the foreman only works when vitamin C is present. If no vitamin C, the crew shows up and still nothing gets done. That foreman has a specific name, prionyl hydroxylase, but you don't need to remember that. You just need to know it's the enzyme that actually assembles collagen, and vitamin C is what switches it on. A 2017 study confirmed exactly this, that vitamin C deficiency directly impairs collagen synthesis. It's like having all the parts ready, but the machine never turns on. Most of us immediately think oranges when we think vitamin C, but one medium red bell pepper has nearly twice the vitamin C of a medium orange. Kiwi, strawberries, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all of them rank higher than orange juice by weight. And here's the part that really matters, how you eat them. Vitamin C is heat sensitive. That bell pepper you just roasted for 20 minutes, a significant portion of the vitamin C is gone. Raw or very lightly cooked is better. So a handful of sliced red peppers with hummus, that's actually one of the most collagen supportive snacks you can eat. So here's where I landed after going through all this. Instead of overthinking everything, I keep it really simple. I still take collagen peptides because the research supports it and it's easy to stay consistent. I eat fish a couple times a week, sometimes with the skin. I add seeds into my meals without really thinking about it, and eggs show up regularly in my routine. But the biggest shift for me is the one that made everything else make more sense was being consistent with vitamin C rich foods every single day. Not occasionally, but every day. Because once that piece is in place, everything else we're doing actually has a chance to work. If you find this video helpful, let me know by giving it a like and also share it with your friends. Thank you for trusting me with your skincare journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!